Kill me!
Speaking of Annihilation.
Kill me!
Hey, Nick!
Hey, Joe.
Hey! What are you doing here?
I'm just sitting here sipping on some Dr. Pepper.
I'm sipping on some cognac.
Nice. Cheers.
Cheers.
Episode 7, we will be talking about Annihilation.
And Wild Frames Sew and Art Craft Kit, because I maintain that I am 7. This is actually on topic. Building animals from their fundamental parts. Most on theme we've been so far.
And as usual, every single spoiler.
All of them.
All of them.
And as usual, we have not looked in this thing. The cardboard's still on it. We never know what we're getting into because we don't know what we're doing. And why start now? Oh, and the best part is pins and needles. If I don't draw blood during this, I'm going to be really impressed with myself.
Crack it open.
We've got the stuffing.
Joe will be using the safety scissors. These are real pins. We have a toucan,
Crocodile, elefante, zebra, lion. I hear when you talk to girls, you're always lying.
As far as I'm concerned, all of these other kits are irrelevant. Cheers.
Threads.
Colored threads. A backdrop for our animals.
So we can make it like a real safari. Safari cognac, deep in the wilds.
Yeah, you're gonna stick yourself. These are real needles.
This is gonna be the most I've bled since BB-8.
We can only hope.
It's gonna be like Annihilation.
Do you want to do the toucan, the lion, the crocodile, the elephant, or the zebra?
I'm gonna stick with this this cow zebra.
I'm going with the elephant. Did you ever take home economics?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I'm from Florida. We don't do things like learn.
Wow.
Yeah. We just get shot at
And then do meth.
and then do math.
Okay. Do I need instructions? It doesn't seem very complicated. I'm going off book. I might mess it up, but I'm going to mess it up with flair. Let's talk about Annihilation.
Let's talk about Annihilation.
You mentioned this was promoted as an action film. I don't feel overall that it was all too cerebral, unless you have points to bring up.
I actually
against
have a
that.
lot of points to bring up.
Okay.
So there's a lot going on in this film.
Break it down for us. First stitch. Boom. That's how you do it.
Boom!
Boom. Stitched. Professional.
Zebra cow, coming at you fast, it's zebra cow. One of the things that they really get into, that's obviously the kind of the crux of what's going on in the shimmer, is that it's refracting everything, right?
Yes.
It's not reflecting, it's refracting. There's a big difference. And as it's refracting, it's breaking everything up. Now, they spend a lot of time with Natalie Portman's character going back to this affair that she had with the other professor that she worked with.
Yeah.
Which seemingly is you don't understand why they're bringing it up. Like, it's a very confusing affair. You know, when she talks to the team leader, the psychologist, you know, like, why would my husband go on this mission if it's a suicide mission? And she's like, I wouldn't classify him as suicidal, I classify him as self-destructive. It's in our genes to self-destruct. And I think that that's what that affair had to do with, is that she in that same nature had a self-destructive nature. She goes like into that bottom chamber, and her blood goes out and it reforms the humanoid her that's mirroring her, and then she kills it. That's self-destructive. She's still destroying herself. I still don't understand half of what fucking happened in that film. Have you heard about the whitewashing controversy?
Who did they whitewash? Everyone?
In my opinion, whitewashing is a real problem in the Hollywood industry. The Annihilation novel. So there's only 4 scientists that go into the shimmer in the novel.
Instead of 5.
But none of them are named. The biologist, the psychologist, the anthropologist, they're all by their field. Alex Garland, who wrote and directed the amazing film Ex Machina, he started working on the film just after the one novel, where, again, no one's ethnicities or anything are talked about. And so he just resonated with characters and then cast based off his character resonation. And then when the second, third novels came out, in the second novel you find out that Natalie Portman's character is half Asian. And you also find out that the psychologist's character is half Indian.
I could see where that's going.
And so people were like, you're whitewashing. Again, no one even has names. So it's not like, well, yeah, her physical description wasn't given, but her name was Jamie Chung. Like, there's not even that. And then, the same thing, people were attacking Natalie Portman. Why would you take this role? And she's like, I
didn't know.
Yeah. There are 8 speaking roles in the film. 5 of them are women. 3 of them are men.
And plenty of scenes past the Bechdel test.
I don't even think there's a scene in the movie. I mean, other than when Oscar Isaac and Natalie Portman are together, there's nothing else about the film that it even gets into Bechdel.
Yeah.
There's 3 men in the film, and it's Benedict Wong, an Asian, Oscar Isaac, a Hispanic, and I don't know the black actor's name, but he's black. So 3 minorities in the 3 male roles. 5 women are the 5 main characters. All 3 men are the side characters.
It's just people looking for something to complain about.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, because then even of the 5 women, one of them's Hispanic and one of them's black.
Yeah.
So if your complaint is that, like, where was the Asian in this film?
Sorry? Anyway. Why were they not provided some sort of transportation? Scooters. Something. ATVs. Money was not a problem, because this was the second research base that we know of.
That's a good question. Not only that, but, everything we send in, nothing comes back out. There's obviously the problem where it's a prism, so everything gets, refracted, nothing can get out correctly. It doesn't have to be a walkie-talkie, you can hardwire it.
Even if it is a drone, attach it, hardwire it, and fly it in as far as you can go and get whatever
you can drop something in from the top. Like I was kind of like, there are fiber optic cords that run the entire length of the Pacific Ocean. And the idea that they're like, we can't get that far.
It's a little ridiculous. That seems like lazy writing to me. And on top of that, why wasn't there more recording of what was going on by this mission?
I feel they hung a lantern on that when they're like, why don't we go back now? She's already got hours of footage.
I'm not a fan of that. You know what? Attach a GoPro to your chest and I'll buy it.
One of the things that I thought, and I know we always talk about visually stunning films.
Visually stunning.
But visually, beautiful. Like, this film felt like being in a museum.
Even the thickness of the air, the fog in the air, had a prism-like quality to it.
Yeah, and I thought the lighthouse, I was like, this feels like if I would walk into there's some sort of living museum. The architecture feels beautiful.
Do you think the story we were told is a lie as far as was the Lena that got back the real Lena? Or did she fib the ending?
That. I've thought about that a lot, actually. Especially since she has a tattoo on her arm. She doesn't begin the movie with. And there is a person that has that tattoo on her arm. The Hispanic girl that gets killed by the bear.
So you think the shimmer sort of moved the tattoo over to her arm?
I genuinely don't know. When she's being interviewed by Benedict Wong, she makes kind of she says something when they're like, there's echoes of other people. She points at the tattoo. It's not an accident. They made a point to point it out. Very likely that it is hinting that she is not her original self.
So are you saying she's the dupe? Or
Yeah.
So the real Lena died in the lighthouse fighting.
Oh, the real Lena could have died. It could have been off screen. There's so many things that go on in the film where it's like they don't know what happened in their first 6 days. They walk through the shimmer, they woke up in a tent, and they don't even know where. Four days have gone by.
We could have been following dupes all along.
Exactly, and then we could have been watching dupes of dupes of dupes.
If only someone had been recording everything.
If only.
Perhaps with a GoPro stuck to their chest. I think filming this video is some sort of time warp because I feel like I should be way farther ahead than I actually am.
50
minutes in. And I have an ear, an eye, and one leg done. I felt they pulled no punches as far as showing how gory things can be. The one girl got her jaw ripped off.
Yeah, that was nuts.
And they didn't cut away from it all that quickly.
No. That bear.
It was some sort of man-bear pig type of thing.
That bear was one of the more horrifying things I've seen in a movie. And that it had the sound of a screaming woman.
Oh, man.
It was terrifying.
Yeah.
You're really not going to be able to flip that nose in. I just want you to know that.
We'll see.
Nick's doing this inside-out thing, so, praise the Lord Jesus that this works out. This might be the first time where mine looks better than his, because I am following the instructions, and he's going off book.
Off book, baby! What do we think is going to happen now that possibly fake Lena and possibly fake Kane are back together? Once they get free of
Government
their
control?
Containment, where do they go from here?
I think it's complicated. They've been through the same sort of event that's fragmented them and recombined them. So they are more each other than anybody else is.
Can they have a kid?
Yeah.
They're going to go out and have some weird
But I don't...
12-eyed baby?
Part of me almost thinks that they're going to be a better... That it's all that's going to happen is they're going to be a better couple now than they were before. Because now they are...
They're maybe appreciate each other more?
No, they're combined of each other.
Quite literally more of each other.
Exactly. I feel like this is the nerdiest I've yet been on Drunk Nerd Sober Nerd.
That's okay. Someone out there will appreciate it. and that one person will like this video,
Hopefully.
and they'll subscribe, and then they'll tell their friend, and they'll like this video, and they'll subscribe. Before you know it, we'll have a whole 100
Listen.
subscribers.
This is
100 subscribers!
First of all, this is a cow. In what universe is this a zebra?
I actually forgot it was a zebra. I thought it was
See?
a cow the whole time.
See?
I think I've been sewing this for 700 years.
Overall,
decent film.
how would you rate it? You know, your completely unreliable 1 to 10 scale.
Alright, I'm gonna say it's... How can I best annoy John?
I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 12. So 7.5. Honestly, like,
No, 9 out of 12.
as I sit right here, I give it very similar. There's like a linchpin about this film that I haven't figured out. And as soon as I figure it out, I'm gonna love this film. I have this. This is what I have.
This is my irrelevant.
Considering how stupid I am.
I mean, to your credit, you were given holes that you didn't use.
Yeah.
So I don't get myself in trouble later, I will attempt to turn the snout inside out. I might mess this up.
Oh, I'm gonna win this challenge. Nick is gonna lose.
This might turn into a mouse.
I'm so excited that I'm gonna win this competition based off your stupidity.
That counts.
What cancer does it have?
Oh, come on.
Actually, you want to know one thing that really bothered me? Where was the lighthouse? Where is all lighthouses? Lighthouses are always on the shore. Yeah. How many aquatic figures were blended into the DNA of the other animals in the forest? The alligator had shark teeth, but I mean, did you see any flowers that had
With fins?
Yeah.
I guess not.
That's kind of what I mean. I was like, if we're blending everything, and the center of all of this is a lighthouse, that means 50% of everything is in the ocean.
Yeah.
And I am not getting a 50% of what's going on is in the ocean. Insects have incredibly short lifespans, which means as far as mutations and splitting goes,
happen a lot quicker.
they should go a lot faster than everything else. There should have been bizarre insects everywhere,
Yeah.
and there weren't. They never touched on that. They spent all their time focusing on, like, look at the weird
Flowers and
flowers,
plants, that's it.
which would have grown considerably slower than the insects.
Yes.
There should have been flying clams. Lobsters with wings should have been going on. Like,
You're going to be so upset when my elephant comes out awesome.
your deformed mouse.
No. Look at his little nubbin feet.
Way to go off book, Nick.
I'm liking it so far. Let's get stuffing. I can't wait to do the rest of these on my own time. Dude, this is looking tight. I think I might have time to add a real tail, because all it was on here was that little nubbin there. So if you're looking to keep your kid busy for an afternoon, what do you think? This is the way to go, right?
No, I think the kid will kill themselves.
Dad, can I just do another Metal Earth instead?
Oh, I just stabbed my finger. Oh, look at it! Ah.
Blood. Nice.
Yep, see that?
I mean, it is a real metal needle.
You're using the plastic one. I'm not, because I'm a real man.
You're a real bleeding man.
These are all true facts. What the hell's going on? Why can't I pull this through?
You have to believe you can pull it through.
How are you already finished?
Well, I'm gonna add a tail to it. But dang, the trunk looks good, right? You thought it was done for.
Hey Joe, what'd you do on your Saturday night? I sewed. Anything else? No. Nope. I mean, I'm not trying to say that I'm amazing, but
It's a good thing.
so you know how, like, a lot of people talk about if they can't make movies where women are protagonists because men don't relate to women protagonists.
Well, yeah, that's sort of been a thing.
Yeah.
Forever.
Could you not relate to the women protagonists?
I mean, I think I'm a decent human being who can relate to
Humans.
opposite sex and humans, yeah, in general. So I don't know why it's such a big deal for people to do that.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. I actually, even in the middle of the film, was consciously... I remember thinking, like, I don't give a shit. And I mean that, like, in a positive way.
You're still interested in what's going on.
Yeah,
in
like...
the story, yeah.
It's like, it's a compelling character and a compelling story.
Like, what has to be broken in your brain for that to, for that to be an issue? I'll tell you one thing. This tail is never going to fall off. Want to talk about country music?
Nope.
Off book, baby. I freaking nailed it out of the park.
What does a zebra cow make?
Who won, Joe? Gotta pick a winner.
I mean, yours won for neater stitching.
What did yours win for?
Mine wins for come on.
I don't think that's an award.
None of my shapes are knotted into the structure.
Do you like my tail? That's an off-book tail right there.
It's a fantastic off-book tail.
It's a tassel tail, and I made it ratty on purpose.
If I can show you how shoddy I made this. So like, tail, mane, all that's good. Ready? I'm just gonna...
Don't rip it off.
Yeah, see like...
What'd you rip off?
One of its eyes.
How was that in there? Did you just thread it through and then cut it?
Yeah!
Why would you do that?
That's every piece there, that's exactly what I did.
No way.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's something a drunk person would do. Like, subscribe, comment, and click the bell so you're notified every time we put up new content like this.
I'm sorry.
We're both sorry.